everybody, hello and welcome as always. I'm Sean, this is In The Mix and we're already up to episode 20 of our Isle of Man save. Now if you haven't gone and watched yesterday's episode 19, go and do that now because there's going to be some heavy spoilers that are about to come your way. And if you're good, actually if you've got good eyesight, you're going to see them anyway, so go and watch yesterday's episode. Come on, I'll give you a second, go and do it. Alright, good, thank you. I appreciate the continued support. You may notice I'm wearing the same shirt. That's just a trick of the mind. It's just an editing thing that we do sometimes for continuation. I definitely haven't just carried on from the last save. Now, for those of you that have watched yesterday's episode, you know we didn't quite secure the league title in advance because Brackley keep winning their fucking games. It's going to come down to these last two games of the season. We're currently 5 points clear at the top of the table. We've got two matches today, the first of which against St. Neots, who are currently sitting all the way down in 15th position on the table. And then we finish our regular league season with a game against Lowestoft, who are currently sitting in 7th. They definitely still have ambition of getting into the top 5. No, I've just read it. They can't make the top 5, so they've got nothing to play for. Basically, two dead rubber games in the season. Having said that, we'll have to be at our best to get through them. We do want to make sure we secure that league title, get ourselves back to back-to-back promotions, and not have to go through, the random quagmire that is playoff football at this level. If we get a point in this first game, we do win the division title. There's no way Brackley can catch us. If the wheels come off entirely, we lose both games, they win both of theirs, they will leapfrog us into 98 points and the top of the division. But we've been excellent so far this year. We just want to continue that. Magic of editing, we're going to jump straight into the first game of this season, the second last game of this season, the first game of this episode against St. Neots now. Right, just like that, here are the two lineups. We are going with a very consistent lineup. It's been pretty much the same lineup playing all of the games for the last 10 league games, the cup final, all that sort of stuff. We don't have the best depth right now because all of our players keep getting poached by teams in higher divisions. So it's going to be Dennis in goal, Williams and Annesley as the central defensive partnership, Melbourne and Connolly as the fullbacks, Cundall and Haygarth flank in midfield, Aris and Ure as the key creative outlets, the wide wingers. All wingers are wide. I don't know why I've said that. We'll carry on. Playing ahead of them, and then Dong Dehee and Jack Stainrod as the poacher. Dong Dehee and advanced forward in Stainrod leading the line up top. They're playing a flat 4-4-2. It looks very compact between the lines. Both their forwards are playing very deep, so it'll be interesting to see if they've got a target man and a deep line forward. They've got ex-Crystal Palace Joshua Ajayi playing up top. 21-year-old, looks to be alright. Not the most technically gifted, but his physical stats there were quite good. Liam Davies in midfield, 26 years old, ex-Tranmere Rovers Junior, looks to be pretty solid at this level. Mitch Hancock's at left back, ex-MK Dons, ex-Birmingham City, 29 years of age. His name rings a bell, so there is an opportunity, or there is a chance he's previously been quite good as a young player in these games. And Caden Williams-Lowe, 22-year-old right fullback from QPR. They signed him at the start 2 seasons ago. 7 goals and 76 appearances. He looks all right. Good natural fitness, good acceleration and everything. So I think their width and certainly their fullbacks bombing on is going to be a key part of their play. But they are lower than us in the division for a reason. We should be beating them. If we play our game, we'll win. Let's just go with a simple one. Let's assertively tell our defence, because I don't think we've had a clean sheet in a little while. If they do well, we will continue to do well in these games. And while yes, our team has picked itself quite a bit, it's because we've been absolutely ravaged by transfers and stuff coming in and picking up star players. We've got a deep free kick here, Annesley to take. He swings it back post, and then we have been absolutely gifted a goal by the goalkeeper. Reece Williams is the last man that gets the touch on the ball, and it's a fantastic start for us 4 minutes in. Look at this deep ball from Annesley. He's towards his centre-back partner, and then Bexon just absolute clanger, drops it right at the feet, and all Williams has to do is point it in that direction towards the goal, and any strike would have scored him his 4th goal of the season. We've got another highlight here. Ure plays it back to Connolly. Long ball over the top to Stainrod, who does run off the shoulder quite well. Abdullah here now. Young skips past one challenge, plays inside to Davies. Back over to Hancock's on the left. They're definitely leaving 2 or 3 men out in wide positions. Melbourne gets it away. It falls to Liam Solé, who we didn't say. Liam Solé, I don't know how you pronounce that. Their right winger, ex-MK Dons Junior, looks to be okay. They've found an immediate equaliser just to ramp up the tension in this one. Now, a draw is still fine for us, but in reality, I don't want anyone to start panicking, and we do have a young team. Hancock, it's a good ball from Hancock. That header away from Melbourne maybe could have been better. Davies pokes it back in, and then Sol just puts it back past the keeper into the far corner to find an immediate response. Now, we do have to focus on what we're doing in our own result, but Brackley are playing Banbury in the other match. I think something just bobbed up. They've taken a lead in their game. Dong Dehee gets it back across. It's fallen to Haygarth at the top of the box. He exchanges passes with Cundall. Looks to play someone in behind. It's a long clearance. Annesley should tidy it up without any dramas. Williams back to Annesley, out left now to Melbourne, into Cundall. Melbourne looks long forward towards Dong Dehee. The flick on header goes to Aris. looks to hang one front post, and Stainrod with a fantastic run across the front face of the defender. Hard to mark those ones, and Bexon does get something on it again, but can only... Oh, I'm going to have to cough. Apologies, guys. But because we're watching the 3D replay, I can't really edit it out. It's a great run across the front of the goalkeeper and across the front of the defender. Bexon gets a hand on it, can only push it side netting. If you're wearing headphones, and I've just coughed incredibly loudly into the mic, I apologise profusely. I'll try not to do it again. Would see us go to 100 points this season if we win this game. Ball into the box there. Dennis has come out and claimed. Got a little bit panicked there that they were going to give away a penalty. But Dennis looks long forward towards Stainrod, who should be able to bring the ball down here, and turns. Skips past one challenge into the box and then puts it straight at the goalkeeper. He did the hard parts so incredibly well. Now the ball's been immediately released wide to Lockie. Annesley's being summoned over by the referee, and we're not seeing anything, so I think he just got a warning. Stainrod to Connolly. Ball in, it's headed away by Good. Jay's gotten goal side. Lockie back to Davies. They haven't really got anyone running in behind. Melbourne with a good challenge to win it back. Again, they're just kind of clearing it into areas where like you'd think an advance forward or a poacher might be, but they're not playing with one. Ball back to Bexon, long ball forward. Cundall does tremendously well to bring it down in traffic. Lockie now into Davies. Now they've looked through reverse pass for Ajay to chase. He has gotten goal side, but there's a lot of men around him. Defenders did well to close down the space, and Dennis got out early and made himself big to push that one around the post for the corner. It's going to be the goal scorer Sol to take. Near post header, doesn't beat anyone. Melbourne gets it away and puts some good distance on it just to clear it out. Ball back to Sol, and then a good tackle again from Melbourne to put it out for a throw-in. 2-up, 10 minutes to go. We use our demand more shout just to try and give everyone focus. We've managed to hit the crossbar there, and then they've scrambled it away. I didn't even see who took the header. I'm going to guess it was Williams, maybe Annesley, who still hasn't scored from a set piece, despite all his chances. Aris is going to take the corner here towards Williams, and his header back post just over the crossbar. Right, ball in here. Sanders has cleared it away. Annesley's got no one around him. He's got time to take a touch. Played across to Cundall. Cundall does very well under pressure. Goes all the way back to Dennis in goal. Long ball forward now. Aris is in the area. He's done well to bring it down and play it back to Melbourne. We can work it from side to side here, boys. Don't need to rush anything. Williams, back to Dennis. Look for the other central defender. Said he goes long towards Ure. He's done well to get it down and turn, and he's released Stainrod in turn. Hasn't got much of an angle, but he's done very well to somehow get that one across. It hit the base of the post, and then somehow, don't ask me how the physics work on this, went flying up in the air and over the crossbar. It's insane to me. Half-time, 11 shots, 4 on target, 56% of the ball. They've had 3, 2, and 44. We are 2-1 up, and they've got 3 guys on yellow cards, so I'm hopeful that their depth is struggling the same way ours is. Assertively, let's say, pleased with how things are going, keep it up. No need to talk about other games, no need to talk about other results, no need to talk about what 3 points will do. Let's just carry on and keep playing the way we have been. Ball in towards Dennis. We've left 3 men up top here against their 3. If we get an early ball out here, we might be on. It's a long one forward. Good's header is decent. He gets it to Youngs in midfield. Finds Davies, finds Lockie. Goes back to Youngs again. They've got 2v1 on the left, but Connolly does very well with the header. Haygarth now, out to Ure. Connolly again looks for Stainrod off the shoulder, which is a run that he makes consistently. Bursts into the box and from the angle tries the shot. Could have squared that one up to Dong Dahi maybe to poke it home from 5 yards, but instead, dead angle shooting. It's the bane of my existence this year's game. Ball across. Williams is going to recover. Cundall at the top of the box. Looks out right to Aris, who took the corner. Towards Dong Dahi back post. He gets the header across, but it's out for the goal kick. Lockie, deep free kick. Dennis comes out well again. He does very well actually with his crosses and stuff. He comes out quickly. We've got men goal side. They're starting to push a bit for a winner here. Flick on header. Dong Dahi's in the area, but Hancock's will get there first. Back to Bexon. Long clearance. Melbourne should recover. Looks for a ball in behind that wasn't really on, to be honest. Davies back to Youngs. They look for the switch out to the right-hand side. Connolly is there and should recover. Played back to Dennis. Switch it out to the left now. Look for Melbourne. No, instead he takes a couple of touches, plays it back to Connolly on the right-hand side. Stainrod knocks down the header for Ure. Tries to cross when it wasn't really on. Ball forward now to Stainrod again. Lays it off to Haygarth expertly. Aris, what a goal that is. Haygarth just lofted a little chip ball over the top for him. And Aris' technique, that was like watching Robin Van Persie in his prime. Let's check out how this volley looks. It's probably going to look shit in 3 dimensions, and I've just talked it up. Haygarth, lovely little chip ball here. And Aris lets it come across his body, gets his leg across it, probably dislocates his hip as he tries to swing a leg at that one, and then does a little roly-poly as a celebration. Got no one on yellow cards. The discipline's been good lately, so let's just go on match rating. Jamie Melbourne hasn't played poorly, but we'll take him off and bring on Ben Wells. Luke Cundall will bring off for Hodgson, who has been fair in most of his appearances so far this season, and we'll hold off on the last sub just in case we need to. Good old faithful now. Let's use our Get Creative shout with an hour gone and see if we can add a couple extra goals to the tally here to push our goal difference and our goals scored up to 3 digits. 10 minutes remaining now. Let's use our demand more shout. Connolly with a throw in. Plays to Haygarth. Connolly again. Deep one across. Bexon has dropped it again and he's going to have another opportunity. Someone's got to get in. Dongdahi is set to be a poacher. Why isn't he just hanging around in the box? Bexon handed us one earlier in the game. I don't know why we would give up on second balls and stuff. Haygarth's got the ball now. Finds Stainrod in behind. He is goal side. He's got not much of an angle to work with. And Bexon did well. Made himself big. Ball. I was going to say the ball has been cleared towards Connolly, but the highlight came to an end. They've got a corner here. Anderson to take. Good curl on it. Annesley with a good header away. Ure's going to recover in a good position. Is he going to drive towards the defence, try and drag a defender? Plays Stainrod now. It was perhaps a little bit too late. Cuts it back to Ure. Can he find the finish? He looks for Aris on the left-hand side, and it's the 12th goal of the season. Second goal of the game for Nigel Aris. Absolutely fantastic for him. And we go 4-1 up heading into injury time. This will be enough to secure the title, even with Brackley winning their game. But it's a good counter-attacking movement here. Good overlapping. Continuing willingness to run in behind. And Aris on his right foot that time. If he gets a header in the next couple of minutes, it's a perfect hat-trick from the left winger. 3 minutes to be added on here. Aris with the deep ball across. Williams with the header. It's going to pinball around and Haygarth manages to poke it home, but it's going to be ruled out for offside due to the build-up. There's still a couple of seconds remaining in injury time. The referee has called full time. We are league champions. It's back to back to back to back. Not just promotions, but league titles as well. Let's jump into the post-match. 4-1, Reece Williams, Jake Stainrod, Nigel Aris with the double to get us through 20 shots, 9 on target, 51% possession. 6-2 and 49% for St. Neots. Liam Sol, of course, with that goal early in the game to get them back on level terms. Assertively, let's say, or let's passionately say, congratulations, boys. These are the moments we're living for. Everybody's responded positively to that, which is fantastic. It does see us move across into the 100-point margin, plus 60 goal difference, and it would see us go to 100 goals scored this season, which is a phenomenal turnaround for only 41 games. In the other game, Brackley won 3-1. They've definitely pushed us as far as they possibly can so far this season. And Nigel Aris gets the Man of the Match award. His double more than enough. We do the double once we include our league title in that as well. Both teams have secured, Bedworth and Evesham have secured playoff positions, which will continue to go through the rest of the season. Let's do this press conference. You're one of the big favourites for this competition, so your triumph has hardly come as a surprise. With the strength of the team, was it a foregone conclusion that you would win? We were fantastic the whole year. We've been on top for most of the year as well. Absolutely delighted to win it. It is fantastic. I'm delighted that we've added more silverware to the cabinet. Incredibly exciting time for the club going up into Vanarama North or South football, depending on where the database seeds us. Very pleased with the result, and I'm looking forward to the pressure next season. And we lived up to our pre-match billing. You must be delighted with the result. I am. It was fantastic. Many people will be turning their thoughts next season. We've got enough to go and be at the top of the league again next season. We do need to recruit, but we'll get into that in the next episode. I think it's a logical next step. Do you expect to turn professional with the goal of promotion having been achieved? Maybe. Maybe we could do full-time contracts. That would be awesome. And hopefully we can get some of our loan players back. The board have set initial budgets, which is going to be interesting. They've set an initial wage budget for the coming season at 4K, which isn't horrible, but it could also be better. That currently would give us an extra K on what we're currently spending, which would be great. But we are not forgetting using non-contracts still. We don't have anyone on part-time contracts as yet. FC Isle of Man manager pleases board with the Bet Victor Premier Division Central win. I think it was expected of me, so you can see here, we're only at 60% confidence. It's like it was a foregone conclusion. There are some good teams in this division. They're getting very, very complacent with the success that I've brought over the last few years. 17 medals get shared out, which is basically our entire squad at the moment. And Aris, let's go and praise him. He's been fantastic. Superb in front of goal last time out. If you look at him, 20-year-old winger, 1.5-star current ability, 3-star potential. He's got 20 goals and 77 appearances from us from that left wing position. And so far, he's got 11 goals, 11 assists in 36 games and 3 substitute appearances. I've hiccuped, I've burped, I've hiccuped. I've done all the things I could do in this episode. Adkin wants an improved deal. Let's tell him to sack his agent as well. He's willing to go along with it, which is great. Now, what I'm thinking is, because I'm honestly knackered, we might skip past the last game of the season, the game against Lowestoft, because it's a dead game. It doesn't really matter. But what we might do is jump ahead a little bit and have a look at who won, like, the Fans Player of the Year, all that sort of stuff. And maybe a little bit further ahead and have a look at who makes it out of the division from the playoff positions. Magic of editing, we'll jump forward to that now. Alright, so just like that, we're a week ahead, and I'm glad I didn't bring you that last match because we lost 3-1, randomly out of nowhere, but, you know, it is what it is. The league was already over. Can't really blame if anyone rocked up hungover and not ready to play. We win 25k for finishing in first place in the division, which is going to help our bank balance and our finances massively. We are still in the hole 55k for the season, which isn't the greatest result and performance. We're going to need some new sponsorships, some new revenue streams, all that sort of stuff, if we're going to start playing at the higher division. Now it kind of becomes a live reaction sort of, because we're just going to flick through the next couple of days, see what awards and stuff come through, and also keep an eye on how some of the other teams do in the competitions. In the end, 100 points even, plus 58 goal difference, 6 defeats, 4 draws, and 32 wins. It was literally 1 win's different. When Brackley drew a game, we won a game, and that 2 points was enough to get us beyond them. Fair play to Brackley. That's probably as good a season you could have without actually winning the division that a team could really play. All right, and here we go. Players inducted in the FC Isle of Man overall best 11. This year, 3 players have been added. Ronaldo Krasniqi, who unfortunately has left and gone to Darlington, is the first. Fair play to him. He's been excellent. Luke Cundall has also made the subs bench, as has Tom Scott jumping in goal. Unfortunately, has also left the club. It's just one of the downsides of the current division level that we're playing at. The side still has Walker as the right fullback, Jake Walker, who's currently playing at Hebben in, I think, the division below us. It's got Cook alongside Krasniqi, who didn't actually play for us that long. James Cook. It was back in the early seasons of the series. Kieran Applin, the left back, is still playing at Colne in this division and doing quite well. Like, we played against him a couple of different times now. Still a decent-ish player. Haygarth, of course, still involved. He was on loan this season. Milo Hall from the first year at the club. He doesn't want to join, but he's been a free agent for quite a while. And I think it was 2 years ago that he left the club, so I'm not sure why he's still not keen. Ure on the right wing. Masama's still on the left wing, which I think is really tough on Nigel Harris. But they must rate his season relatively highly in that first year. Rob Harker and Joe Thompson are the forwards, still in the side up front. Charlie Ball gets absolutely no love. He was absolutely magnificent for us. 67 goals in 57 appearances, and he still can't get in the average rating team of the year. End of season award, Simeon Ure gets 73% of the player of the season vote. He's fantastic. It's a shame that he will go back on loan back to his parent club, Salford. We will try and get him back in on loan or permanent transfer if we can. Connor Hodgson got goal of the season. Let's go and check it out. Was away to Banbury United earlier on in the season. It's a free kick. It's not a bad effort. It's got pretty decent curl on it. Madison did get across to it and get an arm on it, but that behind the goal video there was fantastic. A decent effort. Signing of the season, Luke Cundall doesn't make a tremendous... it's not a tremendous surprise, I should say. Just an excellent player. We're definitely going to try and tie him down to a longer term contract if we do go professional. FC Isle of Man season review. We of course lost in the first round of the FA Cup, which sounds bad, but we got through like 4 games to get to that point. Dag and Red, high division National League side, were the ones that knocked us out. Northampton knocked us out of the FA Trophy as well. They're also in the National League, and we didn't disgrace ourselves in either game. We forced Northampton to a replay, which was cool. Bet Victor Premier Division Central, we of course won. English Southern League Cup, we of course won. Hopefully the board is relatively happy. And match of the season, a 3-1 win over Eversham away from home very early on in the year, back in September. And a moment to forget, not surprisingly, our 5-1 defeat to Kettering during the season. Average attendance 166%, which is only 5% full of the 3,000 capacity stadium. And 24 players used, joint 17th highest, which is actually pretty low for the league itself. Club vision and expectations. Let's see, 5-year plan. Vanarama National League North/South. It hasn't said where we're going to finish. They're not really worried. Oh, hang on. End of next season, they want us to reach the playoffs, which is just... this is a jump up. Moving to the Vanarama North-South level is definitely a jump on any level we've played before. The bigger jump, again, is once we get from the national level up into League 2. It jumps tremendously. So I'm not sure if that's necessarily a realistic expectation for where we're at as a group, but whatever. We've worked through harder shit before. We're going to work within the wage budget, which we haven't managed this season. It's currently in progress. Play attacking football, we're already doing. Play entertaining football, we're already doing that. Squad dynamics are good. Ure is right there at the top, but he will leave, only being on loan. Abdi Sharaf and Luke Cundall are the most influential of our current players. We'll just accept the current vision. I just realised we had to go and negotiate that. FC Isle of Man squad will now take a break. They'll be back on the 3rd of July 2023. So they've got a good 2 months off to go rest, recuperate, and we've got some work to do in the off-season to try and bring in some new players. Even if we just look at the group that we've got, there's a few here whose ability is kind of dropping off a little bit. And hopefully we'll also get a whole different flood of players come back through this free transfer market that we could potentially bring in either on loan or permanently or whatever we need to do to kind of flesh out the squad a little bit more and get back to a squad of 22 players. You can see here we're getting a few notes about guys being set for release. that we've either scouted previously or have been at other clubs around our division that we've had a look at. We'll have a look at them again during this off-season as well and see if there's anyone that we can potentially bring in. There's quite a few different options coming through here. We don't want Ben Amos, he's 33, he's too old for us. But that's how we're kind of set up. Now, if you have any feedback on how the series is going, how we're presenting it, how we're doing it, please let me know. The next season, season 5, I want you guys to drive it a little bit more for what you want to see. I have wanted to do like 10 episodes per season for quite a while, but I figured while we're in the lower divisions and it's not that exciting, we're kind of just walking through the leagues, just doing 5 episodes per season made the most sense for the way that we're going to get content out over the Christmas and holiday period. If you're cool with it, let me know in the comment section below for us to move to 10 episode seasons so that you guys can see more of the games, see more of the season progression, get to know some of the heroes a little bit more. And as we move up these divisions and it gets a little bit tougher in our rebuild projects to stay in divisions and then push for promotion and then push for league titles, it's going to take a little bit longer. So maybe you guys want to follow that journey a little bit more closely than what we have been. But let me know what your preference is. 5 episodes a season, 10 episodes a season, let me know. Regardless, we're going to do 10 episodes a season once we get to League 2, but if you want me to stay at 5 episodes a season while we're doing the Vanarama National North or South, whichever one we get put in, and the Vanarama National League, please let me know. As always, so much of the content on this channel is going to be shaped by what you guys want to see. As always though guys, thank you so much for watching. I can't believe we're already 20 episodes in. It has flown by, but when you think about it, 4 whole seasons in that time is a tremendous amount of Football Manager played. I do love the game, of course. And I hope wherever you guys are watching from, you're enjoying it as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do to help me celebrate our back-to-back promotions and league titles. Throw a like on this video if you want to help us celebrate. Subscribe to the channel, do all that other stuff. Oh no, sorry. Follow me on Twitter was the one that I was trying to say. Link's just over there on the side. Check out our weekly Twitch streams on Sunday nights, Sunday mornings if you're in the UK. But more than anything, thank you for watching. I've been Sean and I'll see you all again in the mixer.